I'm just a little bit off my game here. Hang on a second. What is going on, Savages? I am glad to be back. Still a little sick. Definitely has whatever I've got, it's moved down into my chest, so I've still got a little bit of cough and stuff like that, but nose not so bad anymore, and not sneezing too much, but definitely have a cough. So I might actually have to like mute the mic and stuff a little bit here, so I don't bother anybody. But anyway, we have been dealing with we've been covering how to launch an STO, a security token offering, on the Ravencoin network, and we're using Red Panda Mining as an example. Like if Red Panda Mining was to try to launch his own STO, security token offering, then this is like basically how it would go. And I know you guys, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but y'all hate this content. Let me see if I'm actually live here. Yeah, it says public. Okay, so I should be good. Only 2 people watching, but that's okay. Y'all hate this content for some reason. I think it's awesome because I like getting into what a project is actually for, and I think that it's really important. You know, a lot of people just focus on what's the value today, what's the value tomorrow. You know, what do you think it's going to be whenever, right? And it's kind of silly if you think about it. Yes, we want the value to go up, but that's not really the main purpose, especially for Ravencoin. It's not the main purpose. The value is kind of a secondary thing. Yes, if you're a trader, you want it to go up, but it's a platform for a lot of other things, and that's what we're going to go over. And we're kind of going over how to do that using Red Panda as an example. So let's get back into it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my cameras. Like this one, I don't know, it's like all jacked up. It should be a lot brighter than that. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's see here. Let's get back to where we're at and where we started and all that stuff. Basically, if you want to find out how we got to this point, you would go back. If you see any of my videos that are titled STO, Security Token Offering, as the beginning of the title, then those should be all the videos related to this particular evolution. And yes, it takes some time. It has taken more time than I wanted it to. If you have all your ducks in a row, you can literally launch an STO in just a few minutes on the Ravencoin network. It does not take long. All right, so I'm making it long because I'm trying to explain everything and trying to understand it myself, right? So that's why things are a little bit slower than usual. All right, so this is just a little slideshow that I've created along the way, and kind of go over some things real quick. You know, what is an STO, especially if you're like brand new here and you haven't seen the previous videos, right? So STO stands for Security Token Offering. It's basically a legal issuance of a security token or asset on a blockchain, and it can be viewed as a securities laws compliant initial coin offering. Everybody that's been in the space for a while, even if you haven't been in the space very long, you know that there were these things called ICOs. They've kind of gone away at this point, but there were ICOs in 2017, 2018, where they were launching on the Ethereum network, and a large portion of them were scams. They were just money grabs, you know, and then along comes security token offerings, which are built on a framework, a legal framework that is securities laws compliant. All right, so that's what a STO is. And they can be used to raise money for a project or for other investments such as real estate. And in our example here, we are using Red Panda Mining. Let's pretend like he was actually going to do this. Then you could actually buy a portion or a percentage of his, we'll just call it a channel in this case, but you know, his overall business, right? Depends on how he wanted to set it up on his end, but it could be done. This is actually possible, okay? So the entities that are involved, you've got the KYC AML company, because if you're going to do any type of securities stuff in the US, then you have to be KYC AML compliant. You see this all the time with exchanges, because the exchanges, some exchanges are not KYC AML compliant with United States laws, then they are no longer available in the US, right? We've seen this with Binance, even though that wasn't really the situation with Binance, but there are exchanges and companies out there that don't operate anymore in the US because of KYC laws. So in our little example here, we want to be compliant, and that's kind of the goal. In our example here, I also have I put this on here, exchanges Binex, just as a name. I don't know if we'll use this in our little scenario here, but I did leave it up there. Red Panda Mining, that's the security token itself. It's going to be called RPM in our scenario here, although in real life it would have to be something else because RPM is already taken. So that's that. And then we have our users, our investors. We've got Shuby, Crypto Wendy-O, Freaksin, and Dan the Dane. Shuby's longtime subscriber, awesome dude, always wanting to contribute stuff and do giveaways. Crypto Wendy-O, she's got her own YouTube channel, and she's huge on Twitter. She's got her YouTube channel that she does technical analysis, so check that out as well. Wicked smart and all that stuff. Freaksin, longtime friend of mine, and Dan the Dane, also a really good subscriber. We've talked a lot on Discord and stuff like that. So anyway, that's just a quick rundown of the users or investors in our scenario. All right, so let's get into the STOs and what it looks like, basically from a graphical point of view, right? And we're going to kind of walk through this and hopefully cover each entity and where we're at in the process. All right, so the first thing is we've got the Red Panda Mining main wallet, right? And that's talking about the actual wallet, this right here. So this is the Ravencoin wallet. You can see I'm on testnet. I need to actually change this a little bit here. I'm currently mining. I'm going to take a couple of processors off and just go with 2 right now to be mining on testnet. And look, man, look at all those tokens I got. That's a lot of Raven. All right, it's just testnet, guys. All right, let's see here. So this is the main wallet for Red Panda Mining, and that's not this right here. This RPM is something that we already created, and that's the main asset that we're going to use for the restricted asset, right? All right, so that part is done. And then we've got the RPM main asset, which I just showed you. That's this right here. If we went to manage assets, then the only one that we'll be able to manage is RPM, because that's the only one we have, right? So you can see how that works, in the wallet here. If it says A next to it like this, that is an admin token. That means you own RPM, right, as a main asset. And the way that we created that was we went to create assets. We chose main asset, which costs 500 Raven that get burned. And yeah, I think I'm live. People are talking here. People are watching. I think I'm good. And let's see here. So that's how we did it. We named the asset RPM, and then we went on our way with that. So that's good. All right, I think I'm live. Let me know if I'm live over there. It should be. All right, now the next thing that we have to do is actually create a qualifier or tag asset. Now you might be asking, okay, so what is that? Well, because we're launching an STO on the network, on a blockchain, then what we have to do is we have to create a way to allow a company, another company, in this case a KYC company, to tag addresses that are investing in our project. So those addresses are going to be Ravencoin addresses. It has to be that way. Right now there's no like atomic swap or anything like that enabled. This is all going to happen on the Ravencoin network. And So to be compliant, we need to let a company, a KYC company, be able to tag our addresses that are for our investors. Okay, so that's what the qualifier or tag address asset is going to be used for, and that's what we need to do tonight. We need to do that. So let me just press on. We're going to get to that. Then we're going to create the actual restricted asset, the RPM, that is the STO itself, and we have to, in our case here, we are going to be using an intermediary, like a crowdfunding, because there's different regulations, there's different exemptions for an STO and what you're able to do with that STO, how you're able to collect money and from who. And what we could do in the Red Panda Mining example is we could use it as crowdfunding, and I think that's the actual reg. Yeah, the regulation is crowdfunding. And an example would be crowdignition.com. They do these types of things. You'd have to find one probably that deals with crypto, I would imagine, but it's just an example. Basically, there's going to be a company in between that we would register with, that we would launch the STO on or through. Okay, so like they would probably do the advertising of the STO. They would probably do, there's some responsibilities that they have. They have customers that go to their website to look for new STOs, and that's something that they would handle for us. Now, the cool thing is that they're going to work with an AML, and in our case, Finky KYC Finky. How did I say this? Finky Camel, right? So KYC AML, and they're a government-regulated company. Okay, that is trusted in the space, okay, or by the government. They are trusted to do KYC AML properly and within regulations, right? So that is our players. Those are the entities, and that Finky Camel company is going to be a qualifier for the FKYC AML tag that we're going to create and give to them, basically make them a qualifier for that tag, so that we will say that only Ravencoin addresses that are tagged with that qualifier or that tag, okay, the FKYC AML, can receive the RPM restricted asset. So only Ravencoin addresses with that tag can receive this STO, and that keeps the STO compliant, because they can't tag an address if they haven't done KYC on them, right? So that's the only way that they're going to tag an address, is if everything's legit. And then you have the users. You got Shuby, Freaksin, Crypto Windio, and Dan the Dane. Those are going to, and you see how I've got them kind of overlapping, because there could be a situation where they're actually working with both, right? It just depends on the relationship between the AML company and the crowdfunding, or the intermediary, the actual company that is hosting the STO, is kind of the way to look at it. So it depends on this relationship with how this will happen, okay? Because they might have to, like, what I mean is, let's say that Shuby goes and says, okay, crowdignition.com, I see this STO called Red Panda Mining, or RPM. I want to invest in it. This company might say, okay, if you want to do that, or if you want to buy those tokens, that STO, then you have to get a AML through Finky Camel, right? So there might be a relationship here to where they have to actually do both. And then these two communicate and say, okay, this person has KYC AML, so they're legit, they're good to go. And then, the whole process, the transaction takes place. But we can see here that Red Panda Mining, the company, is trusting Finky Camel, right? And then Finky Camel and the crowdfunding intermediary, or whatever the company is trusting Finky Camel, or they're trusting each other. So this means that Red Panda Mining trusts this crowdfunding company. I should have gave it a different name, but we'll just say Reg Crow. All right. So Reg Crow and Finky Camel trust each other, and Red Panda Mining and Finky Camel trust each other. So this is called KYC transitivity. All right. So if A trusts B and B trusts C, then A trusts C, right? is kind of the way to look at it, which is a cool concept. And it can be verified and validated through the blockchain and through the addresses and all that stuff. It's really neat the way that this works. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is create the KYC AML qualifier asset. It's actually going to be FKYC for Finky Camel, I think, right? So let's see if we can get this part done. This is still a little foggy. We've only done this once before, really. But I want to go through the steps and let's see if we can make this happen. So within the wallet, this is the Red Panda Mining wallet. We are going to go to create assets. And we need we've already done the main, and you have to have a main in order to have a qualifier, I believe. I think that's the way that works. No, you have to have a main in order to have a restricted asset. Okay, so now we have to create a qualifier asset, which burns cost 1,000 Raven. So you can see how this can get really expensive really fast. And our qualifier asset is going to be, it's got to start with a hash or a pound sign, and we're going to call it FKYCAML. And we're going to check availability. All right, so this is between, let's see if I can get this right here. Okay, so this is between Red Panda Mining and Finky Camel. Okay, I think that, let's see, qualifier asset. Yeah, let me keep going because I think this is right. And I think you only get a chance to create up to 10, I think. Yeah, 10's the limit. And the reason is you wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of qualifiers because it could get really crazy really quick. But if you did have more than one company that was doing the same type of KYC AML, that is actually, I see I misspelled that. Whoops. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I insert on KYC AML. If you have more than one company that's doing legit, regulated KYC AML stuff, then you could assign more than one, or you could create more than one, right? We're not going to do any, and it's not reissuable too. That's another thing. So once you choose this number, that's it for that tag. That's going to be it forever. Okay. So in our case, we're just going to do one though. And I don't think we don't need any IPFS or transaction ID hash. We don't need this for a qualifying asset. I don't think. I don't know if they're, because you're doing this. This is your asset, right? This is not something that you're giving to someone else. I mean, you could, but let's just say that it was a company. Yeah, there's really no. I don't know. I can't think of a reason off the top of my head why you would have, like, if you needed documents or of some sort. I don't think you would in order to just create this asset. I could be wrong, but it seems like it would be okay to do it this way. So then we're checking availability here and create the asset. All right, so that is going. Now, hopefully we don't get hung up here because this happens sometimes. I might have to actually reference some notes on this because as I'm going through this in my, before the stream, if I think about this, I think I have it under control. And then as I'm going through it, I'm like, I'm losing it. I don't know what's what, but I think that, I think we're on the right track here, but we do have to wait. I believe we have to wait. Well, let's do this. Let's just update. We'll update the, so we did that. We're going to call it F. All right. All right, so we got that. Now we need to do the restricted asset. I believe that would logically be next. And I think that we can go ahead and do that. I don't see why, because we're not doing anything related to, oh, actually it's already hitting the blockchain too, so that's good. All right, so now we're going to actually create the, so we did the qualifier tag asset. Now we need to do the actual STO. So this is where we have to really start making some decisions here, because we're going to create assets. We're going to go to restricted asset. And what we need to do is, let's see, I think that right here we have to, I think normally you would have the tag address be right here, I think. I don't know. Let's play around with this for a minute. Here we got that. So the name, see, you don't get to change that. So once you choose the, see how this works? You have to have that main asset. If we go to overview, you see that there's a main asset right here. So you have to have that in order to create a restricted asset, because it uses the main asset, all right? So the Raven address that will hold this asset. So we'll say, what we'll do, we'll just make the main. I don't see why the main would be fine. I mean, it could be that, or the main wallet address too. Just depends on how you want to do it. We own the main asset, so I think that it'll be fine to grab that that address. So I'm going to see, copy. No, how can I do this? Manage assets. That's not what I want to do. Let's see, how you know what we'll do? We'll just do the main address here. We'll just do the main wallet address. That'll be easiest. I think it'll work like this. All right, the verifier string, this is where you get to put in your tag, like what your tag is going to be. And in our case, I think we made it FKYCAML. Okay, so, all right, yeah, we are gonna have to wait. Or no, wait. Hang on. All right, so we need to tag. This address doesn't have a tag yet, or it isn't a qualifier yet. All right, so hang on. So I think that's what we're waiting on. We have to wait. We have to wait on format. That's the. I don't think we can use, let's see if they'll let us. I think we have to wait. No? Okay, I guess maybe because this is the address for it, that it's going to allow it. Let's see here. Nope. Alright, so we have to wait until, because we created the qualifier asset. Let's see here. All right, let me think about this for a second. I do think that we are waiting on this to get confirmed. Actually, it looks like it's all good now, right? All right. We did the qualifier asset. So I think we need to, assign. Okay, so the next step would be to assign the qualifier. And if you go, so from here, you're going to have to go to restricted assets. And I do think that you have to wait until all this is confirmed. But you go to restricted assets, assign qualifier. So you have to tell it which qualifier you want, which we already created that, and then which address gets that tag. And I think that what we want to do here is actually use, this address. I think that's the way this works. And then in this case, we do have a contract between Red Panda Mining and the KYC AML provider, Finky Camel. All right, and we need to get this document into IPFS and get a hash up here so that we can attach it permanently to this tag or to this qualifier. Actually, let's see, would that work? No, that's not what we want to do here because we're not even to that point. This we don't need to do that for, but whenever we do the other, whenever we assign the KYC AML to Finky Camel's address, then we will have to do that. All right, so let's see if this works. Submit. You can see where it's burning it. Burning Raven to pay for it, and transaction fee, I think, too. All right, let's see here. I know we got like 3 more minutes. Techman, I am saying not legal in the USA. STO, yeah, ICOs are problematic in the US because a lot of them were scams and just money grabs and stuff like that. For STOs, as long as you go by the book in the US, then it can be, if you do the right thing, it can be compliant, securities laws compliant. So you can launch an STO in the US. That is true. All right, let me wrap my head around what I'm trying to do here, because I need to see here. I think we've got the Finky Camel. So there's a couple things we need to do here. So the first thing we need to do, if this is a qualifier, okay. So this is tagging. So I need to tag another address, which would be Finky Camel's address for their wallet. I think I've documented that in here somewhere. Here. I don't know how far along we are, but as far as actually it let me tag before, so I think we're good. All right, so that is Finky Camel, the company's Ravencoin address on the Ravencoin blockchain, and we need to upload that document, right, to IPFS. This one right here. So we're gonna go to, and that is what we're going to attach to this, because this is us telling the blockchain that Finky Camel can assign tags. Hang on, I'm messing this up. Hang on. Assign qualifier. Okay, so if we tag it, you know what we'll have to do? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that we are going to have to, you know what? I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit more, because now the way that this is worded, I don't know, I get all mixed up whenever it words it like this. So I think that what we have to do is tag this address, which is the company, and then see, we might have to actually transfer the asset to them, the tag. I don't know. I'll have to see. I will have to research this just a little bit. I thought I had it right in my brain, but I don't. And we didn't do this last time. We didn't use like an AML type company last time for our previous scenario for Serpent and his authorized service center and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on that, but we did get pretty far. We did some things, so that's good. I'm gonna let this rock. We did do a couple of, so we haven't even created the asset yet, but we did do the qualifier asset, but not the restricted asset. Okay, so that'll be a good place to stop and pick it up tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday. So yeah, all right, so this is pretty cool. Let's go and see if Brandon Coin is up and running here. I don't remember seeing that's not the right one. All right, yeah, he's live now. Oh, he's talking about NiceHash news on ETH DAG. Okay, cool. That'll be cool to check out. Be sure to get over there and check his channel out, live stream over there. And I will see you guys over there. I will see y'all next time. Stay savage, and hopefully I'll feel even better tomorrow. Yeah, we'll figure this thing out. Talk to y'all later. Stay savage, everybody.